Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now, this is my last day in Split, Croatia, and I want to summarize my week as a digital nomad. All right, so good morning. Now, this is the last day. This is day 9 of my trip to Split in Croatia to do a little bit of digital nomading. Of course, I say digital nomading, but it's just been a week. It's kind of thing where I wanted to experiment to see if it's something I could do more frequently, take a week off, or take a week where I could work in a different location and actually make everything work. Make sure that I have the right internet connectivity, make sure I had the right working environments, make sure I had everything, that everything worked well together. And this is like day 9. So I'm just on my way to the airport. I was gonna film more videos this week, and I thought, dude, if you guys wanted to see like clips of Split, Croatia, there's loads of YouTube channels out there with like 20-year-old travel vloggers who, with their skimpy little bathing suits doing backflips off of piers and stuff like that. I don't want to be doing any of that stuff. So if you want to learn more about Split, see more scenery, there's plenty more to see, although this is really nice morning here this morning. It's like 7:15 in the morning. All right, I'm just, heading to the bus station so I go to the airport. So anyway, it all worked pretty well. Everything went really well the whole trip. So just to summarize some of the questions that I've had, I have a contract where I work full-time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but of course things pop up throughout the week for other clients and stuff like that too. So those 3 days where I actually said, okay, I'm gonna be working in an office, I had that co-working space. So I had that place called The Works. It was really, really nice. I was just gonna work out of my apartment at the Airbnb, which was beautiful. So a lot of people have been asking me about prices. The Airbnb for 9 days, a little apartment cost me, I think it was 390 pounds. You could do the conversion into your local currency because the pound is just on a roller coaster these days. The office that I stayed in, for those, basically I got a week in the office, the co-working space, for 80 euros. So that was like, that had like free coffee, the desk with the extra monitor, the fast internet connection, which turned out to be a really useful thing, especially with uploading YouTube videos and stuff like that. I've only done a couple, but that was really useful. And just having that place I could go to, walk along the beach to get there and just sit there and just focus on the work that I was doing. That was really, really good. And then at night I could just go out along here, one of the the bayside restaurants, and just have something to eat, or go venture a little bit further into town and get some of the nice, better quality food further inland. And everything's been relatively, reasonably inexpensive, especially compared to England. It's been inexpensive. So everything's gone really well. A few of the things that happened this week that okay, first of all, I highly encourage any of you guys to try this, to try to say, can you take a week, if you check with your employer, a lot of us, because of the pandemic, we're so used to working from home, could you work from a different location? Like, if you do, you have to be able to make sure that your employer trusts you enough to know that you're not going to just be out doing stuff. Like, I got this in meetings a lot, like, I'll let Eric get back to his cocktails, let Eric get back to the beach. It's like, no, I'm here for the rest of the day. You keep checking in, I'm going to be here for the rest of the day, Scout's honor, whatever it is. Never been a scout. So that was one of the things. So I had to make sure that they trusted, and they knew that I was, I'm working. This is what I'm doing, despite the fact that I'm surrounded by all this beautiful scenery. But I'm in the co-working space. It was nice because it was just a desk and a wall behind me and all that kind of stuff. So I did have one situation yesterday where it wasn't a one of the contract days. So it was like a day where I just had off, and so I was going to go on a ferry to one of the islands. I thought, well, it's my last day, my last full day. I got on a ferry, paid for a ferry ticket to Supatar, one of the other islands, and I'm sitting there. I got there really early, so I waited like half an hour for the thing to leave, and then like 5 minutes before it's about to leave the dock, it was like I get this message saying, Eric, one of our apps is crashing. And I look at the crash reporting, because if you don't have crash analytics, you need to have it, right? So I look at it going, I'm sure it's nothing. Oh, and I see this spike in crashes. So at that point, it's like, you know, it's like speed. It's like stay on or get off. It's like, do I get off this boat? Because if I'm on this boat, it's like a 1 hour trip out to the island. I'd have to wait for another ferry to come back. So I jump off this boat. I didn't jump off the boat, but you know, I ran off the boat, tried to ask the guy, can I get a refund? They're like, no. They did give me a refund for the return ticket, minus 10%. Anyway, it wasn't that big a deal. Rushed back up to the room because I didn't have my laptop with me on the ferry. I should have done, although it was kind of my day off. And I went back up there and did an emergency release. So basically, for those of you guys, you know, not to get too technical, but I was using a date format as a primary key as an integer in my in one of my databases, my local SQLite databases. And yesterday, the 10th of the 10th, I was going YYMDD, you know, hour second as the date format, and I was saving that. So I was saving it as an integer, and yesterday that would have been, you know, 22 million, whatever, and that was like, it just started to, it was no longer an integer, so the app was just crashing. They didn't have a try catch around it or anything. So I rushed back, we fixed that on a server level, and so that the crashes stopped immediately, and you know, release an emergency release. So over the last few weeks, I've been trying to move everything to my laptop, so I make sure I had all my primary keys, all my code, everything. So I had something that if I had to release an emergency release, I could from the laptop, and that's what I did. You know, and it was like this thing. So thank God it was like before that boat actually left. So that was one of the incidents that I had this week. But all in all, it's been a really, really good experience. Now, I said I highly encourage you. This is good. Sorry, it's a bit rambly, this video. It's kind of just summarizing things. This probably should have been 2 or 3 videos. Another thing is doing this would not have worked if I wasn't by myself. Even like the boat example. Like if I had kids with me or a girlfriend or a partner or whatever, a friend, I would have been like, dude, I gotta go. Or, you know, guys, I gotta go, whatever. And I'd be like, but why? Even working, like I couldn't just say, hey, I'm gonna be gone for like the next 10, you know, 9, 10 hours in the office, you know, find something for yourselves to do. So that was kind of a thing, like just, you know, whereas if I go somewhere and I'm the dad, I can't just leave people. If I go someplace and I'm, you know, whatever. If I go someplace and I'm a, you know, a partner, whatever, a husband, a boyfriend, you know, a partner, then I couldn't do that either. So that was one of the things that was really beneficial to it. So anyway, so that's it. I highly encourage you, if you guys want to do it, tell me all about it, because this has been fun. I'm definitely going to do this again, because you know the work days, you know what it's like when you're coding. You get into the code and like it doesn't matter what else is around you. When you get in the zone, like I said, when you listen to music when you're coding, you know how times you put on like an album. I love this album, I'm going to listen to this while I code, and then next thing you know, you get so into it that it doesn't even matter what's happening around you. And that's kind of the way that it was. Like the space wasn't that big a deal, but it was nice just to have the comfortable chair, the comfortable, you know, the laptop or the extra screen, everything like that. So a bit rambly today. Anyway, it's been a fantastic week. I hope you guys have a great week. Try to do this if you can. If you're in the situation where you can actually take a week and try to work remotely someplace, do that. Assure your employer to say that, okay, I selected this co-working space. I'm going to be there during working hours. Of course, you know, if you need me outside of hours, you know, I'll be on my phone. You know, you won't be, you know, tied up into certain things. You might have something like, I went on a boat tour the other day, and you know, that would have been a situation where, you know, if something went wrong. But I'm an app developer. Things don't go wrong that often. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you stay healthy, stay safe. That is it for today. I'll talk to you guys again